I think you and I, before we started, we said we've talked ourselves into literally everybody in the field. Is there anybody you haven't talked yourself into? Because I feel like I've basically said every name.
It's crazy. I have yet to buy into Ludwig. He was talking
Okay.
today about
Okay.
some of the tendencies in his swing, and I'm sitting there. I'm like, if this guy has bad tendencies in his golf swing,
I
what
haven't
the
seen
hell
him.
does that mean for everyone else? Like, I
I'm
feel like my swing's feeling pretty good right now, but he was talking about spine angle coming over the top, gonna have to compensate if that happens. And I'm like, goodness gracious, dude. And so he's actually the one guy near the top who I'm a little tepid on right now.
okay.
Anyone you don't like quite yet? I know we're gonna get into picks who can't win, which always bodes well for us.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, it's so easy to go down the list of the big names and say, I like this person, or I think this person could win, and things like that. I just think simply because of the hype, I'm probably not as high on Rory as a lot of people are. I mean, only one player has won the Masters after their 15th start ever, and that was Sergio. This is going to be Rory's 17th start. Again, it's an easy pick. It's a trendy pick. He's playing great. He's won a lot this season. But I'm probably not maybe as high as I'm talking about big names. Like, I love Rahm this week. Obviously, Scotty. We'll get into power rankings in a bit. Like, those players are on my power rankings. But I think in terms of just is Rory going to get it done this week? I'm a little bit more in the no than I am in the yes camp. But we'll get into those picks in a minute. I do want to start as we kind of think about the Masters big picture wise. Something that you kind of can't stop thinking about. And I'll start here, Patrick, because we need a dramatic Masters. And when I say dramatic, I mean we need a Masters on Sunday, second 9, tied, last couple of holes. We really haven't had one since 2017 when you go through it. I mean, 2018, Reed wins by 1, but it was really never in doubt. It didn't feel like those last couple of holes. 2019, one of the most epic Masters of all times, but it went from who's going to win to only Tiger's going to win in about a 30-minute stretch, right? Kind of right there on 12-13. 2020, DJ wins by 5. 2021, Hideki bogeyed 15, 16, and 18 and still won. 2022 was the Scotty 4-putt. 23, Rahm wins by 4. 24, Scotty wins by 4. And even, Patrick, like you go before 2017, there was a lot of blowout wins in that run as well. I feel like we're due for I've been talking a lot about 1975 over the last couple of weeks because it's the 50-year anniversary. That's like maybe the most dramatic last 9-hole Masters ever. And I want to see something. I mean, obviously, I'd love to see something like 75 where it's, Rory, Scotty, Xander, some combination of that. But I just want drama. I want us not to know who's going to win when somebody's standing on 17T on Sunday.
I agree. And I mean, you're talking about that Masters. I went down a rabbit hole and found the 2009 final round.
Okay.
With Chad Campbell, Kenny Perry, Angel Cabrera, the guy who was first off on the golf course today too, had a decent following. Surprisingly, I think it's just because he was the only one playing. But I'm actually looking at who's going to find the Augusta magic. Shane, we kind of alluded to it with. I mean, Phil finished runner up at this golf tournament 2 years ago.
Crazy.
2 years ago, a year removed from not playing. Right. He just didn't show up to the Masters. He didn't say anything at the Champions dinner. And then, boom, alongside Jordan Spieth that Sunday, he finishes runner-up. And so we mentioned how, wide open this field seems, right? Scotty Scheffler is playing great golf, but it's tough to defend. Rory McIlroy is playing great golf, but it's really tough to complete the career Grand Slam, especially when you try year and year again. Collin Morikawa, some people think, is his closing ability, getting worse? It might be, according to the numbers, it is. And then a lot of the LIV guys are playing well. And so I think with that wide open nature combined with just the Augusta national magic and the institutional knowledge needed, someone could conjure that up like a Spieth, like a Phil, like someone that we aren't even looking at right now, like a Justin Rose maybe, and turning back the clock. I mean, this guy finished runner-up in the last major championship. And so I'm always curious coming into the Masters who that person is going to be, because it seems like every year there's always at least one.
Yeah, I mean, the storylines, I mean, everybody's talked about them, very abundant right now, like Rory and Scotty versus the field and how healthy is Xander. I think you mentioned the Morikawa thing. I think that's something I'm very interested in watching this week is Collin Morikawa, and not just what he can do on Sunday, but I think a lot of people are expecting good things and big things out of him this week. Like, Can he go out and shoot 4 under on Thursday and get himself right into it? Thursday is an extremely important day at this major championship in particular. You need to be in a good position after 18 holes. We got Justin Ray coming on in a couple of minutes to talk a little bit more about these types of things. And then, for me, something I don't see as many people talking about that I think is a big storyline is a lot of these LIV dudes are playing great golf right now. Like a lot of the guys that are in the field that have won at the Masters before, that are on LIV, the Patrick Reeds, the Sergios, you mentioned Phil Mickelson, of course, John Rahm. A lot of these guys have been playing very, very solid golf over on LIV. And I think it's less pressure this year than it's ever been for these LIV guys showing up at a major championship. I think people are just so either burn out, don't care, don't know what's going on, all of those things combined. But even the John Rahm presser, I'm assuming you were in there for that. John Rahm now versus how he talked last year at the Masters sounds like a completely different person. So whatever the weight is that's been lifted off the shoulders of these LIV guys, I think there's a really good opportunity for a LIV player or two to be in those final couple of pairings on Sunday just because of the way they've played over the last few weeks.
I totally agree. I think it's not out of the realm of possibilities for there to be more LIV golf players on the first page of this leaderboard Sunday than PGA Tour players.
I agree with you.
Right? I mean, you didn't even mention Brooks Koepka. He's playing decent enough. Decent enough coming into major championships is usually good enough for Brooks Koepka in major championships. Bryson DeChambeau, he's going through his Instagram world tour right now around Augusta National, taking pictures everywhere and posting them every which way. He's playing some really good golf too. And so I think you hit the nail on the head with Rahm and kind of the dust settling. I mean, last year Rahm came in a new LIV guy, the defending champion, a ton of noise. There weren't many big offseason signings for him. It seems like everyone's just content with where golf is right now. And because of that, we can actually focus on the golf. And when you look at the numbers and look at the history of these guys, a lot of them play really good golf in major championships, especially at Augusta National.
I was looking at Koepka because he didn't finish top 10 in the majors last year. He did the same thing in 2022, if you remember. And we were all kind of going, is this it? Like, is the run kind of over for Brooks? I mean, it was an incredible run. And that very next year, he goes 4 straight majors, doesn't have a top 10, nearly wins at Augusta, and then wins at the PGA. And I do think he's one of those guys that gets motivated and fired up by any slight, right? I mean, he loves calling himself an athlete, right? Not a golfer. And I do love the idea of people not really believing in what he's been able to do on the golf course and him showing up and showing you he still got it. I think Brooks is like almost a sleeper, which is crazy to say considering how he's done in the majors,
Yeah, and I mean, the iron play is looking good, the ball striking looking good. It was really the putter last year, it seemed like, Shane. He was bouncing back and forth between a few different models, has his gamer back in the bag, and he putts these greens pretty well the last couple of years. So he mentioned last week at Trump National Doral that he kind of had those stretches of 4, 5, 6 holes in major championships last year that just killed him. And I remember at Valhalla, he was in the mix going into the second round, mid-second round, had a mud ball on a par 5, decided to go for it, hit it OB. And it's like, all right, you just lost 3 strokes to the field on that one hole. And at that major championship, 3 strokes on one hole, you're pretty much toast.
You're done. Yeah. I mean, that's it.
Yeah. And so it seems like he's really focused on tightening that up and being able to string together rounds. And I agree with you. I mean, I would be pretty surprised if Brooks Koepka doesn't have some sort of say in this championship.